Tippy time my damies, Top Cat here and welcome back to the channel. Now I'm sure all of you Warlocks out there are going rift crazy at the moment, but y'all need to try out the new best grenade kit in the game. It's nuttier than Squirrel Turd and we'll be flinging out grenades left, right and centre like monkeys do poo. This is a scatter grenade build. It's had a couple of moments throughout Destiny 1 and 2, but this grenade has never been better than it is right now. Even when my build is not all spun up with all the bells and whistles, these grenades are putting out over 4100 damage, and with the bells and whistles, it's going to swell up, tearing up pockets of enemies, chunking orange bars, thick yellow bars, and can decimate champions when it's all spun up, pumping out over 6200 damage. To be clear, our base Nova Bomb hits around 10k damage, and now we have multiple grenade charges at our disposal. In patch 9.1.5, the Chaos Accelerant aspect got buffed. This allows us to overcharge our grenades and grants those scatter nades, sub-munitions to track nearby targets. We were given a second grenade charge. The grenades were given 4 more Seekers, and these Seekers do an additional 25% damage to targets. They improve the tracking. It's always been one of my favourite things about this grenade. There's always been something so mean, but also beautiful, about how these grenades track enemies down like a school of purple piranhas. So now that we got 2 grenades from base, that's already more damage in our hands than our Nova Bomb. But we're going to be running the Nothing Manacles. They are featured this season. First of all, these give us a second grenade charge. So now we have 3 grenade charges at our disposal. I was telling my clanmate Poto before Edge of Fate launched that we had a grenade meta on the way, and with 3 of these, it's squashing my Nova Bomb damage. These gauntlets also enable tracking for our grenades, meaning we don't have to overcharge them. Now you're going to need to put some grenadier pieces of armor on, so we've got 3 of them. So even the base damage of our grenade is 41. We're rocking Feed the Void, of course. So off the back of our ability kills, it's going to give us access to Devour, where we get a kill and top our health back up. To this day, this is still a clutch perk in all your in-game. Particularly with the amount of purple piranhas, we can just pull it out of our back pocket to save our ass. This not only gives us the health, of course, but it's also going to boost our grenade recharge rate and grenade energy returned on kills. And in the 9.1.5 update, our Warlocks now have a passive 10% bonus grenade recharge rate, so the spam is truly real. We got Echo of Undermining on, so it's going to give our grenades weaken. It happens on instant, so that first little submunition hits and all the rest are going to be doing more damage thanks to this effect, increasing all damage done to the target for 6 seconds by 15%. Now I've done a bit of testing with this because you lose 20 grenade stat points with this fragment. Grenade damage at 200, then tested it at 180 with the weaken applied, and the damage numbers are virtually identical, so you don't need to feel bad about losing those 20 points. We're rocking grenade fonts on our gauntlets, we've got 2 of them, so that is 40 grenade stats, pushing up our grenade damage to 200. As we are weakening with Echo of Undermining, we equip Echo of Harvest, so when we defeat a target it's going to create an Orb of Power and a Void Breach. My class ability is quite low in this kit, so that bonus 30% class ability does come in handy off the back of those breaches. Orbs are going to fuel multiple things on this kit. On my gauntlets I also have a firepower mod to grant Orbs of Power off grenade kills, so every time we get a kill it's going to pump out 2 Orbs of Power and a breach. And every time we collect an Orb of Power, that is 2.5% super energy. I'm also rocking Starvation, so anytime we pick up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power, we can get Devour. But if you're fine just running Devour through the Feed the Void aspect, you can maybe swap this out for Persistence to extend your Devour, or Expulsion to make all your Void abilities explode for more AoE damage. For me though, it was Starvation, as it allows me to get that access to that grenade regen if I ever need to just spam out 3 grenades quickly and not get the kill on one of those chunky boys. Now this grenade build has more spam than a Tongan wedding, so no doubt we're going to be rocking Echo of Instability, so when we defeat targets with our grenades we're going to be getting volatile rounds for our void weapon. There's 2 weapons I'd like to talk about here, the first being Embrace from Trials. For my hunters I like using like Demoralize and Withering Gaze, but on this kit I enjoyed it with Vorpal Weapon in the left for another 15% damage to all orange bars and above, which let's face it, most enemies in the endgame are, and I pair this with destabilizing rounds in the right. Instability gives us volatile rounds for 11 seconds off the back of the grenade kill, but it's good to have a weapon with destabilizing on it, because now destabilizing is technically volatile when we chain kill, so I can start it with the fragment and then continue it with the weapon, covering the entire battlefield in those purple space aids. I was using this for barrier breaks, but you could also use like the grab lance or the iteration. I don't suggest using the fortunate star, it can't handle anything negative 30 and above, but what I did do was break open my piggy bank, splurge a little and enhance up my level 10 age-old bond, as this has that combination of destabilizing rounds and repulsive brace that when we destroy any weapon with void debuffs, we get ourselves an overshield, so then we equip that shield crush perk in the artifact, we get increased melee regen, and we're hitting 50% harder with said melee. In order to get that same boost to our grenade recharge rate and damage, we need either Amplified or Radiant. I went with Radiant as we can equip Fever or Chill in the artifact, get rapid precision hits, we get ourselves Radiant, and we're going to be taking advantage of Radiant Shrapnel to puke out those little solar fireflies whilst we are Radiant. For me, the best tool for this job is the Unwavering Duty from Trials. This bad boy has every perk you could possibly want, so I'll leave it up to you and your playstyle what you run on it. Now initially when I started working on this kit, I had 5-piece Grenadier to push up those grenade stats, but I lacked a little harmony. We now get multiple charges of that Pocket Singularity Grenade. It is a solid utility melee, but now also has a lot more damage added to it, and being that purple space ape that we are, we can now ability spam, nade melee, nade melee, nade, just puking out destruction. So we're going to need one brawler piece of armor with that third stat pushed into the grenade stat. Our other ability that we need is 100 super, so I got one paragon piece of armor on, again with that first stat going towards grenade. For my armor I chose a 2-piece smoke jumper for the 45% damage resist, as we are just puking out orbs with this kit, and I paired it with a 2-piece last discipline from the crucible so we can get quicker reloads with our primary weapons, as when I get volatile rounds I want to take full advantage of every moment with it. I run ×2 dilation mods to give us an 18-second armor charge, and I got both a solar and a void weapon surge for a 10% damage bonus to the pair of them. Feel free to pause here for all my mods, fragments and artifacts, but there will be a dim link in the description down below. Pre-Edge of Fate, this is the type of build I dreamt of, where we can fully spec for what we want to get some damage and spam that is purely ridiculous. My fire team was just giggling away in the background at the carnage as I saw bosses' health bars get chunked. Controverse holds have always beaten up the Nothing Manacles in the past. I'll be taking a look at them next week, but honestly I think it's going to be hard to beat the Scaternade. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to thumb it if you dug it, sub if you're new, and as always, tippy time my damies, what a tie.